create farms once you have your account set up. So when you log in, you can go to the farm manager and then you'll see this new farm button here at the top. So when we click that, we have two options. We have the subdivision and then the polygon farm. So with the subdivision, when we click on that, we have the ability to create a farm based off of known subdivisions. You do have to put in the state and the county, and then you can put in an address or a city. If you have the subdivision name, you can go ahead and write that down there, or type that in there. And you can also search by turnover rate. So if you're interested in a specific turnover rate range, you can add that in there, click search, and it will only populate subdivisions that match that criteria already. Now we can click continue, and the subdivisions that we have will pop up on the map. If you put in a subdivision name and nothing comes up, try looking by city, because the name does need to match whatever is in our system, so it may differ a little bit from what you type in. So I recommend, if you're not finding anything by subdivision name, go ahead and put in the city and then see if that'll populate in the map. So once we have those in there, you're able to see that they're all in different colors. So I can click on each one of those and it will show me the quick stats for that, the name here at the top, and then it allows me to create a subdivision based off of that, a farm based off of that subdivision. So let me click on one of these. So as you can see, it goes in for every one of them. You can click on them and it shows you the name and then the quick stats for that, and then the option to create a farm based off of that. Here at the top we have the map view, which is the default that you see, that what we're looking at right now. We also have the list view, which will show us that same information, the same subdivisions that were on the map, but in this screen it shows us in alphabetical order. So it's easier if you're looking for a specific name, you can go in and look for it that way and just create it right from here. So once you create a subdivision farm, it will be sent to the farm manager where you'll be able to see it along with all the other farms you have in there. You'll know that it's a subdivision because in the type column it will say subdivision. So the other way that you can add a farm on here is the polygon. So again, I'm in the farm manager, so I'll click on new farm again, and this time I'm clicking on polygon farm. So now it will take me to a map where I can put the address that I'm looking for, or if I'm looking for a specific city, I can put that in there as well. Click find address and it will center that map into that area. I can move the map around and then zoom in and out with either scrolling with my mouse or with these icons here on the bottom right. And once I find the area that I want to make my farm in, I can start clicking on the map itself and you'll see the lines start to drag, so I can go ahead and create the polygon that I want. And once I go back to that first point, it will turn gray and it's going to close that polygon. It'll also show me the quick stats for that as well. I can see how many properties it found, their turnover rate, and then breaks it down by property type, and then it shows me the turnover rate for each one of those as well. I can modify this once I create my polygon, so I can just drag on the edges of my polygon to modify it. Each time you do that, it will recalculate to show you the new totals. If you're happy with that, you can click continue. If you need to start over, you can click the reset polygon and draw your polygon again. So when you click continue, you'll see in this next screen that you can choose the types of properties that you want to have inside of that polygon. If by default it shows me all property types, if I don't want certain property types, I can just uncheck them or leave them all checked, whichever you prefer. And then here at the bottom, I have the search parameters where I can check or filter out if I need any specifics inside of my farm. If I don't need any specifics, I would probably just leave this as is, so that I can, because I will be able to filter by the same criteria once I create my farm. So I'll go ahead and click Get Count. It's going to process and show me how many records it found that match that criteria in the previous page. And then all I have to do is click Send to Farm Manager, and it will save it as a farm inside of my Farm Manager. I do want to mention that we do have a 3,000 record limit for the farms that can be created in the Polygon Farm option. Those do need to be less than 3,000 records per farm that you create in there. So if I go back to my farm manager, I'll be able to see the farms that I created, and then to see all the information, I can just click on the farm name and it will display all the info inside of that farm.